Chrysler Building, completed in 1930, is one of the last skyscrapers in the Art Deco style. It's the headquarters of the Chrysler Corporation from 1930 to mid-1950. The building was designed by architect William Van Allen, who was largely dismissed by contemporary architecture critics, and situated in 405 Lexington Avenue at 42nd Street. Chrysler Building is not only a beautiful piece of architecture, but also a fine combination of art and sculpture. Chrysler Building was disliked by many architects and critics at first. The New Yorker proclaimed, "It has no significance as a serious design." Even Louis Mumford described it as meaningless and voluptuous. Art Deco is an influential visual art design style appeared first in France during the 1930s, combining traditional crafting with machine-age imagery and material. Therefore, Van Allen chose appropriate design to the machine age, in particular the automobile, to make the Chrysler Building distinct from others of its kind. The building, some parts like the shiny steel of cars, also the decorations that look like hubcaps and radiator caps. Semicircles and triangles are near the top. Squares and rectangles form the windows. Some of the triangles are windows. These geometric shapes were important to the Art Deco style architecture. Van Allen's original design for the skyscraper calls for a decorative jewel-like glass crown. The building is clad in white brick and dark gray brickwork. It is used as horizontal decoration to enhance the window rows. It has 3-story high, upward tapering entrance lobby, has a triangular form, with entrances from 3 sides. The lobby is decorated with marble walls and steel and Art Deco. The Chrysler Building's final height, 1,048 feet, making it the tallest building in the world, at least for a year, until the Empire State Building came along. Seagram Building, completed in 1958 and situated in Park Avenue between 52nd and 53rd Street, designed by well-known German architect Ludwig Mies van der Rohe and American Philip Johnson. This building adapts the importation of modernist ideals from Europe to the United States, became an icon of modern movement in designing office buildings as well as model for the next 50 years of New York City skyscrapers. The design of the building started in 1954 for a plot costing $5 million that was purchased specifically as a new site at 375 Park Avenue, New York. Mies started with a very simple plan with 8.5 meter grid of steel columns. The building contains simplicity in design and elegance in its appearance. In the age of modernist architecture, structure was considered more than merely just the support frames or the elements that just simply make the building stand. It is fundamental to modern architecture that structure, referred as skeleton of the building. Building is an organism. Seagram Building was expected to have a different appearance when around the time of most skyscrapers, decorative facades was built around structural frames. Unlike previous skyscrapers, including the Chrysler Building, Seagram Building's structural elements were intended to be visible. It's clearly seen that the two architects used non-structural, bronze-toned I-beams to suggest structure. These visible beams run vertically like mullions in the large glass windows. With a height of 516 feet and 38 stories, the building's outer face was covered with glass from floor to ceiling. It was known as the first true curtain wall in the history of architecture. It was a combination of luxurious materials and carefully controlled customization details to produce a building which is not only a mere performance of rational industry and construction techniques. Also concerning about its look from the outside, Mies van der Rohe installed only window blinds that sat at 3 levels, fully open, half open, and fully closed, for a more consistent look. The building was a major breakthrough in real estate and created a huge impact in the glass industry. Seagram Building became the world's most influential and copied office building and an instant classic. Beyond any doubt, Seagram Building embodies Mies van der Rohe's functional architecture philosophy of less is more and structure is spiritual.